Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. Today we're hitting you guys up with another episode of Main Event and Smackdown. Should be good. We've got some big matches planned, including the Dean Ambrose vs Fandango match. If you have been following me on Twitter and liked the page on Facebook, you would have known about this match. I released a picture for it a few days ago, so that's pretty exciting. The winner, of course, will face Bray Wyatt. We'll get to that in a moment. Golden Stardust, #1 contenders for the tag team titles. They're coming up against the Charisma Code, who are looking pretty good, but Jericho seems as though he's turned his attentions to the singles career so far. Anyways, Bo Dallas, he'll take on Rey Mysterio one-on-one, and tag team action as Roman Reigns and Dolph Ziggler will team up to take on Kane and Mark Henry. So that will be very interesting. Reigns and Ziggler will face each other at the upcoming Night of Champions pay-per-view as Charisma Code defeat Golden Stardust. So much for the #1 contenders. They get knocked off by one of the best teams we have in the Charisma Code. Mysterio, he knocks off Bo Dallas, and tags team action to finish off main event. It is Kane and Mark Henry. Okay, so two opponents aren't able to mix together to come away with the victory. One-on-one action as we have Jey Uso coming up against Luke Harper in singles action. Of course, the Usos will face the Wyatt family at Night of Champions for the World Tag Team titles. That should be very interesting as well. Usos definitely on a roll, but can the Wyatts hit back with a couple of strikes of their own this week on SmackDown? So, as well as that matchup, we have plenty more for you guys in today's episode. It's going to be a pretty big one, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it as we get ready to prepare for perhaps one of the biggest nights for some people's careers like Fandango and Dean Ambrose. But anyways, we move on to the Big Show and CM Punk. Big Show, he's been on a bit of a roll lately. Can he keep it up? Tamina Snuka will take on the #1 contender for the Divas Championship, AJ Lee. Six-man tag team action as The Miz and Mizdow will team up with Rusev. They'll take on the Primetime Players and, well, Long Island IZ, Zack Ryder. And there it is, Fandango, Dean Ambrose, #1 contenders match for Bray Wyatt's Intercontinental Championship. And this is also a #1 contenders match. I told you it was big. Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena, triple threat. The winner will face the Undertaker at Night of Champions. That will be played later on as we check out Jey Uso versus Luke Harper. There you go, the Usos, they get another victory. They're one step closer to those tag titles. Punk and Big Show. The Big Show knocks off CM Punk. That's a huge victory for the Big Show. AJ Lee defeats Tamina Snuka, so she's still continuing to dominate right now in recent weeks. Well, there you go. The Primetime Players and Zack Ryder get a big victory as we'll move on to our opening contest. It is Fandango versus Dean Ambrose. Looking forward to seeing how this one comes about because obviously Dean Ambrose made his debut last week on SmackDown. He faced CM Punk and he beat CM Punk, who, by the way, is struggling a little bit. Another loss against the Big Show. Not looking good for CM Punk. Whereas this man, Fandango, a few weeks ago, he had an opportunity against Bray Wyatt for the Intercontinental Championship, and it turns out Fandango was not good enough that night. And there you go, Fandango sporting some new gear tonight as well. So it's a bit of a new look, fresh start for Fandango as he looks to begin his journey to becoming the Intercontinental Champion for the first time here in Universe Mode. And honestly, Fandango, when you think about it, he's really been an all-star player here in Universe Mode, but you wouldn't know about it. You would not know that Fandango has been one of the best. He has featured in the Power Rankings this week, though, so check that out on the website, BrendenPlayz.com, to see the full Power Rankings list. This man, Dean Ambrose, certainly featured in it, and he's certainly high up on the list as well, after an immediate impact, knocking off CM Punk last week, and potentially teaming up and forming some kind of alliance with Paul Heyman. Is this the next Paul Heyman guy? Well, we're going to find out at Night of Champions. Of course, Paul Heyman did set this match up for Dean Ambrose. He spoke to the general manager for SmackDown, the Rated R superstar Edge, and of course, Edge agreed to Paul Heyman's desires to put Dean Ambrose in a #1 contenders match, and he felt as though Ambrose deserved it. And of course, Fandango's been knocking off the likes of Mysterio, Rusev, Swagger, you name it. Fandango's been beating them. So certainly these two guys are the best right now here on SmackDown and certainly deserve an opportunity. But who's going to be the better man tonight? Will it be Ambrose? Will it be Fandango? Is Fandango trying to continue to work his way up and hold down his yard? Because at the moment, Ambrose, the newest member of the SmackDown roster, is trying to come over from Raw and take Fandango's spot at Night of Champions. I'm sure Fandango's not really liking the idea of that, but he's going to have to deal with it as he gets met with a big spinebuster by Dean Ambrose, and he's starting to strike away on Fandango, but Fandango hits back. And so obviously, huge news coming out of last week's SmackDown. Obviously, the potential pairing of Heyman and Ambrose, as Ambrose hits a big knee shot right to the skull of Fandango. So obviously, Paul Heyman said, I'll give you this match this week, and if you win, if you want me there, I will see you at Night of Champions. And of course, Ambrose came out earlier on, and he spoke about how he's ready to move on from the Shield. He's, sick of the Shield. He's not, look, he's just trying to move on. He doesn't want, he doesn't want the attention of the Shield. Doesn't want to be known as the third member of the Shield anymore. He wants to be his own man and does not want anything to do with the Shield anymore. So we'll have to wait and see, where this kind of leads for Ambrose. Will he be able to finally have success in singles aspirations as he hits a big time DDT on Fandango? Is he going to look for the cover? No. Follows it up with an elbow drop to the chest of Fandango. So obviously, as well as that, some huge news coming out of my Twitter and Facebook page as well. And that is the news that there will be an old school Raw coming up after Night of Champions. So the Raw after Night of Champions will be an old school Raw. So legends from the past will come back, or even tag teams from the past will come back, and they will face the superstars of the present day. So that is going to be huge. I'll talk about more about that in the next episode of Univers Mode, on the next episode of Raw, but definitely go on my Twitter and Facebook if you want to know a little bit more about that, and certainly check it out at BrendenPlayz, and you will see the main event for Old School Raw. It is on my Twitter, it's on my Facebook, so go check that out. I don't want to spoil it just quite yet, but you can go have a sneak peek if you're wanting to take a look. As Dean Ambrose has a submission hold applied to Fandango. Is he going to tap? Fandango's in a lot of trouble, but Ambrose lets it go. And he's going to go for the cover now. Is that enough to put Fandango away? Here it is. New #1 contender. No, he kicks out at 2. Fandango staying alive. But for how much longer? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Dirty deeds. Dirty deeds to Fandango. Ambrose, is he going to go to Night of Champions? Yes, he is! Dean Ambrose has defeated Fandango and will face Bray Wyatt for the Intercontinental Championship at Night of Champions. What a victory for Dean Ambrose, and now the question remains, will Paul Heyman be in Dean Ambrose's corner? Dirty deeds, as you see right there, blading Fandango. There was no chance he was kicking out of that, and that is huge for Dean Ambrose there. What a victory as, wait a minute. Well, Fandango putting his hand out, and, well, obviously, you can't blame Dean Ambrose. You can't trust Fandango. You never know what he's going to try and pull. Dean Ambrose is smarter than that as he walks away from Fandango. So get ready to move on to our next match. It's for the #1 contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship, and there is no man like this man, Brock Lesnar. You want to talk about a champion? You want to talk about one of the best in the history of Universe Mode? Look no further. This man, Brock Lesnar, he is the longest reigning WWE champion in the history of Universe Mode, but there's one championship that he's yet to conquer, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship. He's officially moved away from Monday Night Raw. He had so much unfinished business to deal with, and he's finally got the chance to move on, and now he can finally give SmackDown his full time and attention. As this man, John Cena, coming out, well, he knows everything about the World Heavyweight Championship. He's won the World Heavyweight Championship himself. He's a former WWE and World Heavyweight Champion. I believe he's the only man in Universe Mode to have done that, so it's pretty impressive from Cena. But he's looking to get the championship back around his waist one more time. So John Cena, well, he's been a bit hit and miss lately, but he got a victory over Brock Lesnar not too long ago, so you have to say Cena, he is back, and he's raring to go. And as he gets in the ring there, we get ready for this man to come out. Here he is, Batista! And Batista, he is ready to go. He's finally got himself away from the Wyatt family in his own right. He had to deal with the Wyatt family at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, which unfortunately he was unsuccessful in. But last week on SmackDown, he had a 6-man tag team match teaming up with Cena and The Undertaker to face on the Wyatts. And Batista finally got his retribution by making Eric Rowan tap out to the Beast Bite. So Batista, he's ready to go, and he's finally looking to move beyond the Wyatt family and get himself back in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. So obviously last week as well, Brock Lesnar, he got a big victory, and he knocked off Bad News Barrett. So Lesnar, you know, despite losing to Cena, he's still looking pretty good. I mean, he knocked off Triple H at SummerSlam as well. So Lesnar, he's ready to go, man. I think he's starting to finally give his full time and attention to SmackDown. That's something he hasn't done. He's obviously been on SmackDown, but he hasn't really gone for the world title. Now he's moved on, and now he's ready to take on the best of the best here on SmackDown. And look no further, Cena and Batista, Brock Lesnar in the one ring. This is a big match. The winner will face The Undertaker at Night of Champions, so this should be very, very interesting indeed. And obviously, as well as these guys, we do have Bad News Barrett, who did challenge The Undertaker at SummerSlam. We have the Big Show, who's just moved away from Rey Mysterio, and unfortunately for them, it seems as though they're kind of parted away on some bad terms. And I've heard some rumors that they're going to try and work it out and see if they can team up again in the future. But at the moment, right now, that you know, they're on a bit of thin ice. They still want to be tag team, but I don't know what's going on there. So we'll have to wait and see what's going on with the Big Show and Rey Mysterio. Obviously, at the moment, they're going their separate ways, but you never know. They may team up again to see how they're going. And you know, obviously, with the Usos coming up against the Wyatts, if the Usos fail, then we're going to need a new #1 contender, and obviously Mysterio could have an opportunity to go after those titles again, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on there. So obviously we have the Big Show there, CM Punk as well, he's been losing a little bit, and there's been a lot of talk and a lot of rumors that CM Punk, well, he might be looking to get away from SmackDown. It seems as though he's a little frustrated on SmackDown. Former Intercontinental Champion, yes, here on SmackDown, but for the past few months he's struggled again, and maybe a return to Monday Night Raw could be in order for CM Punk. I don't know, but I've heard the rumors that he's quite frustrated as Batista, wait a minute, he's got a sledgehammer, and oh, Cena, thank God, he counted. Otherwise, he would have been met with that sledgehammer there by Batista, who looks as though he's going to do anything he can to get that championship back around his waist. There is, you know, nothing more important right now than getting that World Heavyweight Championship for these three men. Batista, last time he had a shot was at the Payback pay-per-view. Of course, Batista, former World Heavyweight Champion, he won it at WrestleMania when he defeated Ryback one-on-one. And unfortunately for him, he lost it at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view to John Cena. And then The Undertaker went on to hold it, and he's held it since. So it has been a bit of a back-and-forth affair, and at the moment, I'm not exactly sure what to kind of make of it. I mean, Cena and John Cena, they've traded places back and forth. You know, the world title's been a bit of a hot potato situation, but it seems as though The Undertaker's starting to really hold the title down packed, and right now, you'd have to say, I think The Undertaker would definitely be the favorite right now. Oh, spine buster there by Batista to Brock Lesnar. Cover though, here it is, as Lesnar gets out of the way. So I would have to say that The Undertaker would definitely be my favorite to retain his championship, even if one of these guys do win this match. Simply because I feel as though The Undertaker has finally clicked. He's finally got his way. He's finally doing what has been trying to do for months, and that is really dominate SmackDown and call it his own. As Lesnar has got Cena. Oh, this is not good for Cena. As Lesnar just drilling those shoulders into John Cena, and now turns his attention to Batista. There is really no time for rest in a triple threat match, is there? You know, you take down one opponent, and immediately you have to face somebody else. It's so difficult to win a triple threat match, which makes it more challenging and more worthwhile, and we'll finally find out who does deserve to be the World Heavyweight Champion, #1 contender tonight. And it really has been up in the air. We don't really have one definite person that has earned the right to call themselves #1 contender. It's the same over on Raw as well. You know, we got Triple H, The Rock, and now Seth Rollins entered in that picture. So you got three guys who all deserve to be champion. And now, you know, on SmackDown, you could argue, you've got Bad News Barrett, you've got the Big Show, you've got Cena, you've got Batista, you've got Brock Lesnar, you have all these guys who deserve to be the champion, who have done enough in recent weeks to warrant an opportunity for the title, but we still need to try and pick a definite contender here as Cena takes down Batista. Now Lesnar going for the cover, and Cena breaks it up at 2. Lesnar trying to steal a victory there from John Cena, and who could blame him? Everything to try and do everything he can to win this match. And uh-oh, Cena's in big trouble. Batista's got him up, and he's got him down for the Batista bomb. And that could be lights out for Cena. And now Lesnar's going for the steal again. Oh, Brock Lesnar. He doesn't want to win a match on his own merit. He wants to steal the victory from somebody else. And, oh, fair game, I suppose. As now he's attacking Batista. Cena's, he's been met with a bit of damage there, but Batista bomb, something not easy to come back from. As Lesnar, he's looking in pretty tip-top shape right now. Oh, wait a minute. Cena was going for the attitude adjustment. Batista wasn't having any of that, as Lesnar counters on Batista. So, these three men, it's all on the line from them. And you'll notice in the power rankings, none of these three guys are in those rankings. And it's simply because they haven't been consistent enough. And that's certainly been a big problem here on SmackDown for our top guys. Nobody really has shown that consistency that we've needed from them to really say, yep, that's the one, that's the guy who deserves an opportunity. So right now, certainly up in the air. And obviously we saw Sting. He appeared at SummerSlam. What's the deal with Sting? And we're going to see him come back on SmackDown, and we're going to see him challenge. Wait a minute. At the moment, here's a cover, though. Batista, he breaks it up. So is Sting going to be there? What's the deal with that? Of course, Mr. Money in the Bank, Chris Jericho, even though it's more than likely he's going to cash in on Raw. You never know. SmackDown's still a possibility. So there's so many variables right now as Lesnar takes down Batista and now continues to pound away. So many variables for The Undertaker, so many variables for the World Heavyweight Championship division. You don't know what's going to happen next, which is more exciting anyways, as Lesnar continues to strike away on Batista. And now, Cena. Uh-oh. Oh, down goes Lesnar. Neck first. Cover. Batista. Oh, it doesn't matter, Lesnar. I don't know if he was on the ropes or not, but he kicked out before a count as Lesnar could be in a bit of trouble here as Batista trying to set him up for something. Cena getting in the way, though, as Cena with the knee to the midsection of Lesnar. Batista, it's just a three-way, certainly a three-way action here as Lesnar takes him down. As soon as someone tries to get, the better of somebody else, the other guy is straight there to make a stop to that and make sure that that does not happen. As Batista going to the outside, what's he going to do here? Is he going to get the stairs in play? He's thinking about it. No, what's he going to do? He's got him. Uh-oh, Batista's got those steel stairs, and that could be lights out for anybody he hits with those stairs, and, well, he's decided against it. Maybe he feels as though Lesnar's getting the better of Cena. He's got to get in there to put an end to it. What is Batista doing? He's thinking about using a weapon, but he's deciding not. As Lesnar's down, and Batista's going to make the most of it here. And uh-oh, Spinebuster! Spinebuster to Brock Lesnar! The cover from Batista! Cena's there! 2, 3, he's got it! Batista steals the one! Batista is the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship! Well, there you go. Batista, I guess he was just waiting. I mean, he wanted to use a weapon. He was thinking about it. He didn't pick one up. He kept dropping it. I don't know what he was thinking. Cena was down thanks to Brock Lesnar. Batista picked Lesnar up right there. Spinebuster, lights out, game over, deal with it. Batista is the #1 contender. Just like that, Batista has done it, and he has certainly rectified his recent month of woes against the Wyatt family to now be facing The Undertaker at Night of Champions for the World Heavyweight Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for today's episode of Unvierse Mode. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. And of course, follow me on Twitter at BrendenPlayz. Like me on Facebook, BrendenPlayz.com is the website you need to see as well. Join the forums, and make sure you do have a great day. I'll catch you all next episode.